PC enthusiasts are spoiled by choice when it comes to monitors these days. No matter your gaming style, workflow, or requirements, there's a monitor especially tailored for you and you alone. Well, aren't you special? But then within that, we have different kinds of technology like mini LED, OLED, LCD, and a bunch others. But the most important thing to consider is the monitor size. How big is too big? How long is too long? I've got all the most popular sizes here today to test and help you decide which size monitor is right for your use case. Right after this word from the sponsor of this video, JSOX. You looking for the ultimate protection for your ROG Ally X? Meet the mod case from JSOX. Designed to be the best in safety, convenience, and flexibility. The mod case protects your device from scratches and cracks, while the TPU edge wrap absorbs impacts, so you don't have to worry about accidental drops or dings at all. Precision cutouts ensure your device stays cool while playing and prevents overheating, all while providing easy access to controls and charging. But let's talk about the mod in mod case. Need to attach accessories? The mod case for ROG Ally X comes with a strap to easily connect your JSOX power bank or any other third-party accessories. Want a hands-free experience? The case features a modular detachable stand with tons of adjustable angles, perfect for comfortable gaming anywhere. I like to leave the mod case on at all times because it provides a super comfortable and better grip than just using the device raw, and it gives me a peace of mind knowing it will be protected. So if you're ready to expand your ROG Ally X protection, click the link in the video description and use my code JASON, that's J-A-S-O-N, for a special discount only available directly on the JSOX website. And thanks again to JSOX for sponsoring this video. When choosing a monitor, you really do need to pick more than just the size. Refresh rate, the type of display, and abundant features should all be a part of your purchasing research. But for this video, we will mostly be focusing on size and how it affects your situation. All of the monitors we'll be using today aren't necessarily gaming monitors, but they are all monitors I recommend for different use cases. So I'll drop links to them in the video description if you want to take a closer look. Now before choosing a monitor, you have to realistically look at your desk length as well. Is the monitor or monitors that you're looking at even going to fit? If you have an exceptionally tiny desk, a little overhang should be okay as long as the bases are stable on the desk. You also have to think about the depth of your table. If it's only 15 inches deep, are you going to be able to comfortably sit and use it when staring at a 50-inch television? You could scoot back a little, but your arms can only go so far, so just keep that in mind when watching this video, as I'm going to give my personal recommendations when it comes to depth and desk size. For reference, the desk I'm using to test these monitors today is 47 inches long by 24 inches deep, or 120 cm by 60 cm, which I feel is a pretty standard desk size for a lot of people. And I'm going to equip it with a standard keyboard, mouse, and mouse pad to get a better feel for how this would feel in a real environment. To start, we have any monitor that is basically 24 inches or under. And the one we have here is from Dell, and it's just a simple 22-inch 1080p 60Hz monitor. This is going to be your absolute cheapest way to get into the monitor game. You can even get gaming monitors at this size for basically nothing these days. Other than price, a lot of professional gamers love to get this size monitor, paired with a high refresh rate to have the best vision when playing games where quick reactions are vital. Why waste moments scrolling your eyes around a huge monitor when it could be the difference between a win or a loss? Other than that, the small size makes having 2 or even 3 of these guys on a small desk actually pretty viable. As for depth, I'd say having a big desk would be a big downfall here. Even when using it at this desk, I felt myself wanting to scoot the monitor forward to be closer to me. I'd say about 18 inches from my eye range was the optimal viewing experience. For me personally, I think these monitors are a little too small. Unless I had a very small desk or I was serious about pro gaming, I personally like my monitors to be a little bigger. But if you are new to PC gaming or low on budget, this size is a great way to get a high refresh rate at a low price. Testing out 27 inches, we are using a 27-inch Philips monitor, which I actually use as my studio monitor when filming these videos. So it's not for gaming really, but it will work for our use cases. This is the size that I would say is the bare minimum that I would use personally. It's big enough where I can comfortably look at it from my normal viewing distance, but not too big where my eyes are darting around the screen in gaming. I could probably comfortably fit 2 monitors on this desk at this size, but there wouldn't be much room for speakers or anything else. And no way a third would be able to fit. This is also the minimum size where I'd feel 1440p is kind of worth it. So 27-inch, 1440p resolution, and at least 144 Hz refresh rate is the sweet spot in terms of specs and price range. As I see these types of monitors go on really good sales, often for $200 or even $150 sometimes. For most people, this is the size of monitor I recommend, as they aren't that much more expensive than smaller ones, but they bring way more to the table. Now, this is probably the most popular of the 16:9 aspect ratio monitors, but there is a bigger popular size as well. Now, outside of those massive TVs that people use as monitors sometimes, 32 inches is generally the largest of this traditional aspect ratio. It's even large enough that some people even consider getting curved for a more immersive experience, which the one I'm using actually is. This is a 32-inch curved monitor from Titan Army, and it has a 1440p resolution and a 240Hz refresh rate. For a lot of people, 32 inches is just way too big. When the screen isn't curved, you have to push the monitor way back, probably at least 2 feet away. That's kind of the benefit of having a curved monitor, that you can bring it in a little closer, have a more immersive wraparound experience. 32 inches is perfect for 1440p and possibly even 4K depending on what you're using it for. It's amazing for single player experiences and immersive games like action or adventure. You could probably fit 2 monitors on this desk, but it would be a little tight. This is a great monitor size if you only want one monitor for your desk, or if you have a little bit of a bigger desk, or you need a lot of room for spreadsheets, graphic design, or maybe even programming. Now again, some people use like 50-inch TVs as monitors, and I've actually been guilty of doing that in the last year or two. But you just need so much space to do something like that, and it's not really that popular, so we aren't going to go into it. So in the real world, if you want a big 16:9 monitor, 32 inches is the way to go. But if you're okay with ultra-wide, we enter the world of ultra-wide monitors. These generally have a 21:9 aspect ratio and are basically like 16:9 monitors, but stretched out just a little bit. Most ultra-wide monitors are curved, which makes sense, except mine isn't. This is a 40-inch ultra-wide monitor from MSI. It's got a 155Hz refresh rate and a resolution of 3440 by 1440. So the vertical resolution is the same as a standard 1440p monitor, but the horizontal resolution is simply extended. Now this monitor isn't curved, so it needs to be pushed back literally all the way. And if you're playing games with important information in the corners, this might be a little difficult for you. Truly the best games to play on this are action-adventure games and especially racing games. Oh my god, racing games on an ultrawide is by far the best experience you can do. It's so nice to be able to have so much horizontal real estate to see the open road or the inside of your car, I guess. The ultrawide experience is especially great for me because I do a lot of video editing, so I'm able to open up my entire timeline and just get a ton of horizontal space for easy scrubbing. I also like being able to just drag and drop windows side by side and still have enough room to see both. This is great when I'm writing a script, as I can just have my script open on one side and then maybe some research or browsing on the second one. I don't mind that it's not curved, as I usually sit very far back from my desk, but if I had a smaller desk, then yeah, I'd probably want a curved one. Do be aware that some older games do not support ultra-wide monitors, so you either have black bars on the sides or they will just stretch the image to fit. And of course, if you watch YouTube videos or movies on it, you'll get black bars. It's not that big a deal, and it's nice because you can just have the window open on one side at full size and then do what you want to do on the other portion. Real quick guys, I'm going to be doing some giveaways soon, but I need some friends over on X and Blue Sky first, so go follow me there if you want to possibly win some giveaways or see a grown man post photos of his cats. Thanks. Now as far as ultrawides go, this is my preferred size. Anywhere from 38 to 42 inches is perfect for me. But if you're an insane person, you might like this is it boys, the ultimate endgame. This is a 49-inch monitor from Innocn. It's got a 120Hz refresh rate and a massive 5120 by 1440p resolution. So again, it's like a 1440p monitor up and down, then just keep extending horizontally. These bad boys have to have a curve, just so you don't hurt your neck going back and forth. And good luck having a second monitor on your desk. This thing dominates everything. You might want to scoop back just a little bit if you want to see the whole frame. Now, the amount of curve on the monitor matters a lot too. Some of them have a very intense curve, while some are a little more lax. For reference, this Innocn one has an 1800R curve, which is pretty easy to look at. Some monitors do have a really crazy curve that can be hard to get used to at first, not to mention all the extra space. No longer you're going to simply hit maximize on a browser window and just see better. You're going to have to play around with power toys and window snapping to find the best way to use this thing day to day. And yes, it's amazing for video editing, spreadsheets, researching, schoolwork, basically anything that could benefit from having a lot of horizontal space. For gaming, it's an even more intense version of the smaller ultrawides. Racing, incredible. Truly the best way to experience that type of game. But some games have a hard time adjusting. Try playing a shooter or World of Warcraft and you might have issues reading the HUD. My health bar is all the way in the top left. My mini-map is on the other side of the planet in the top right. So some games might not play properly if you want the maximum resolution. But you can always play games with quote-unquote black bars. Just run the game in a window and set the resolution to look normal right in the middle. I don't know, this size monitor is kind of fun to mess around with, but it's definitely for a certain kind of person. I recommend going to your local Best Buy or Micro Center or something and testing it out in person before buying one. It'd be a pain to return it if you find out it's just not for you. Now there are any level of different variations of monitors you can have. This video just scratched the surface on the single monitor size, but I do recommend you do tons of research for your monitor choice. The resolution, refresh rate, curvature, display type, G-Sync/FreeSync, HDR, and oh so much more to think about. But if you are going with some of those bigger monitors with really high resolutions, you're probably going to want a slightly beefier computer. So if you want help building one, you can check out these two videos where I go over PCs with slightly higher budgets that would look absolutely amazing on any of these monitors. My name is Jason. Thanks for watching.